Hello everyone! So I'm finally back in my home in California after the Artemis 1 launch was postponed a second time, and I'm feeling the heat wave here in California. Like, it's over 100 degrees, I'm sweating, but whatever. Anyway, a few months ago I read the latest edition of Total Firey Island, which again is a comic strip I wrote in 2008, which serves as a prequel to BFDI. And this one, the contest was Stack 2. Now, I want to keep making progress on this epic storyline, so let's move on to Total Firey Island 15. And what is the contest for this one? Hurdles 1. So I've uploaded all the scans of this 6-page anthology to the Google Drive, so if you want to read it yourself, you can go ahead. So let's just dive into it. The first page, same thing. We got the title, we got the edition number, and we got this weird Nike swoosh. Not actually Nike, don't want to get copyrighted because they have the flat edges, so it's not the same. And then we have my 15th scribble of the Firey logo, but this time his back flame looks a little longer than normal, so maybe there's like a gust of wind blowing him backward. And of course the contest is Hurdles 1. So here's the first page, like the first actual content of the storyline. So remember, we're down to our final 4 contestants: Snowball, Bubble, Pencil, and Ice Cube. I forget which team. Okay, Bubble and Pencil are on the Murderer Trout, and Ice Cube and Snowball are on the Yelling Beavers, if I remember correctly. This is a lot to remember. So anyway, the announcer tells them all a very important announcement. Good news, guys. You're all winning at least $10,000. So I just wanted to point that out because this was like a decade before Mr. Beast did any cash giveaway prizes, and I was already having the announcer say, you're all winning at least $10,000. This is 2008, so I'm not saying I was a trendsetter. Okay, I definitely wasn't, because this is just imitating game shows like Survivor, which also gave away a lot of money. Anyway, Ice Cube says, "Wait, this contest has money? How's it work?" I know that sounds like X because I can't voice Ice Cube anymore, but I also noticed that I always do these weird contractions. So this is supposed to be, how's it work? How does it work? It's a contraction of how does it work. So let's hear how the announcer is going to be giving away his dough, right? Like making it rain on the contestants. He says, okay, first place wins $90,000, second, $50,000, third, okay, I'm going to stop with the dumb robot accent. Third, $30,000, fourth, $10,000. Also, everyone on the winning team, no matter how early they've been eliminated, wins $10,000. So even if you're the very first person eliminated, if your team manages to clutch the win of the whole contest, you get a bonus $10,000. So if you want to do math, how much money is total given away? 140, 170, 180, and then the winning team has 8 people, so $260,000 is being given away by the generous announcer to these 16 random characters. And of course, all of it is fictional, so it's not like I could have increased these all to like $10 trillion. And it wouldn't matter because it's fictional. So the announcer says, so the winner actually wins $100,000 because it's 90,000 plus 10,000. Okay, enough details with the numbers announced, so we don't care. Also, most people will get money, and also $240,000 will be given out in total. So I guess I just really wanted to make the rules crystal clear, which is weird because I don't think these characters are motivated by money. They just want to win because like that's the only reason they exist, is to compete. Kind of like asking, like, why does a pencil sharpener like sharpening pencils? Like, there's no other reason for it to exist. Anyway, on to the contest, which is Hurdles. The announcer says, because everyone on the winning team, more rules, wins $10,000, the losers can now choose who they want to vote off. That way, oh, this is like, okay, in Big Brother, and I think in Survivor 2, when someone gets eliminated, they go on this thing called the jury, and then when it comes down to the final 2 contestants of the whole season, the jury gets to cast votes on who they think should win. So just because you get eliminated doesn't mean that you don't have a role in the game anymore. You can, decide who wins. Anyway, that way the losers can help their team pick their best player and make their team win and all win $10,000. Yeah, okay. Enough talk, let's get to the contest. Firey is staring at the TV once again. He's like, finally something to do. Because, they're so bored. And here's another one of those crazy contractions. The announcer says, "So anyway, to the next contest." And that's a contraction of "so anyway." And it is Hurdles. And I just want to point out that Hurdles was also the contest of actual BFDI Season 1, Episode 14. Like, do you remember when it was Bubble and Blocky as the final two, and they're all jumping over the thing. And it's also the episode where Eraser has the knife, and he's like, the announcer's like, armless people win a prize, and Eraser's like, Match is like, don't even think about Eraser, because he wants to, become armless so he can win the bonus points. It's also the spectacular vomit art episode, so I don't know if those ring a bell. Anyway, there's 4 lanes, and there's like this curtain that prevents the final 4 contestants from seeing what's coming up. And then there's an out zone. So in BFDI episode 14, they just fall off the edge. It's like once they get off the end, they fall through the sky like a mile until they hit the ground. But here they're like they don't have any room to fall. So actually it was safer back then. So Snowball says, "Oh, I was afraid of this. The only physical thing I was bad at was jumping." Which I think is an interesting character quirk, thing that I, decided to do. Because Snowball's supposed to be good at everything physical, at least in Total Firey Island. But I just decided, okay, he's not going to be good at jumping, which is a very unique thing. Anyway. So you can see this very intricate 3D drawing. The first hurdles are very short, and the curtain is being pushed out of the way. Like, you can see it bending. So that's cool. So here we go. We're getting some action-packed panels here. So Pencil's like, half! And then, literally, she jumped way too early, so she bams onto the floor before the hurdle even arrives. That's pathetic. And then she's being pushed along. And look, she's so close to the out zone. Like, you can literally see her foot barely an inch from the outline, and the announcer's freaking out. The announcer says, "Pencil's nearly out. If she gets slid onto the out zone, she's out." Well, duh. And then I guess that wakes her up, so she's like, "Yikes! Huff! Bam!" Oh, and then this shows you kind of the engineering side of how the whole machinery works. When the hurdle gets to that little crease where it has to fold under, it gets a little crinkled up, and then slurp, it just slurps in there. I guess that's because it's made out of foam or something very flexible. But that also worries me, because if you get your foot stuck in there, your whole body will be sucked underneath, which I don't think would be a fun time. Anyway, we're halfway through the comic book now, and then next, Snowball, who's supposed to be bad at jumping, is like, "Hug! Woo! Woo!" He made it over, because it's such a small hurdle anyway. "Oh no! Oh no! The next one's even higher!" That, that's actually true, but this is before Bubble ever said that, and before Bubble even had that accent. Anyway, so look at this epic, tenacious, eager, scared of nothing face that Pencil is making. She sees this enormous hurdle, and she's like, "I'm going to take it on with all my force." And you can see she's bending her legs, planning for the explosion jump to go over it, and let's see what happens. Oh, this is epic. See, we have one panel every split second. So she's halfway over the hurdle. She's rotating. Now she's rotated more than 90 degrees, and her body's in a cannonball form. And then she's she flips completely upside down, and she's like, "Ow!" because she lands on her eraser. So I think that's kind of cool, because 1, it means that she has cleared the hurdle. But 2, it tells us that Pencil has nerve endings in her little eraser thing, because otherwise she wouldn't feel anything if she lands on the eraser. She wouldn't say "ow." So because she has nerve endings, that means... Oh, I don't know what it means. It just means that, you shouldn't punch her up there because she'll feel it. Okay, anyway, now Snowball's trying. And remember, Snowball's bad at jumping. So he jumps, he's, not high enough, goes short. And you can see literally pieces of the water coming off of his body because he jumped at it with so much force. Also, this is how I used to draw running cycles. I would draw 4 limbs, and then I would draw 4 limbs again in a slightly different position and time, and then I would do it again and again and again, and then I would draw these motion lines over it all to make it look like a motion blur. So it looks kind of like Snowball has 12 legs and is a spider. Anyway, he failed. He did not get over the hurdle in time. And look, he's about to be pushed in the out zone. And then we get the same kind of engineering preview where you can see Pencil, Bubble, and Ice Cube have all made it over the hurdle, and their hurdles are being slurped under the out zone, but I guess there's staggering, which is why Snowball hasn't gotten there yet, and he's about to be pushed into the out zone, and it just says "to be continued." But I didn't have enough room, or I was too lazy to write the last 5 letters, so it says "to be cont." And that's it for Total Fiery Island 15. That's literally the end. Now, I know there's 18 books in total, so that means we only have 3 left. And there's also only 3 eliminations left because we're at 4 contestants and like 1 wins, so 3 people need to leave. So yeah, it's like Pencil, Bubble, Ice Cube look like they're doing pretty well. Snowball looks like he's on the verge of dying, who knows. And that means that the Yelling Beavers have a slight disadvantage going to the next episode. Anyway, that is Total Fiery Island Fort 15. Can't believe the series is almost coming to a close. Thank you for watching, and goodbye! Yay.